Come with me as we take on every Soulsborne, Souls-like, and Souls-kinda-like game that there is. In this series, we're going to take on every single boss in each of the games. Today we are playing the newest game from Gardenfiend Games, Perennial Order. Now before we get into the video, obviously this game came out a little over a week ago, and so there are going to be heavy spoilers for this game. Secondly, contrary to my previous videos, I will not be showcasing every death to a boss in this game, considering some of the bosses killed me 30 plus times. With that being said, let's get into this 2D boss rush plant horror Souls-like. We start the game by breaking out of a womb to see our character for the first time, the Perennial Knight. Then we start hearing words from an unknown voice that essentially commands us to go take out all of the other horrors that are plaguing this land. A little down the road, we find the wisps that act as our essentially stamina bar of the game. We learn that the right trigger is our dash button. And then we learn that, yep, everything will kill you in one hit. Just like that. We move on a little bit and we get met with this really beautiful scenery in this game. This game really is gorgeous. Then we get nabbed by a really terrifying plant, and this is actually where we get our weapon of the game. Then we go and meet our first friend. Then we head to our first boss, the Arboreal Terror.
What is that? What the fuck is that?
Now we're still kind of figuring out the controls here, so you're going to see me whiff a lot and then immediately die. After learning how to dodge and to properly damage him, we finally get the kill. We then head over to the main hub for this beginning part of the game, where we meet the Scholar, who gives us notes based on the bosses that we've killed. Then we head a little north and we get our first instinct of the game, which kind of act as perks for our character. We make our way over to the next area, the Watery Shrine, where we meet our next boss, the Fallen Rider.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Fuck! Yay! Fuck!
Round two.
The Fallen Rider happens to be the first of, I think, the rest of the bosses that has a second phase. After a few attempts, we get him down. After the boss, we head back to the beginning of the zone and we find our friend again. Then we head to the next zone, the Hive. where we meet the next boss, the Hivemind.
Brother, what's that?
Bruh. What? What the fuck?
And after figuring out that that little fly that comes out is the one we actually damage, we get him down.
Hello, motherfucker.
After the boss, we find our friend again, who happens to be one step behind us at all times. We then go meet our favorite character of the game, Rook. After that, we meet our fourth boss of the game, the Towering Dyad.
Weak.
After getting stepped on a bunch of times, we finally get him down.
Hello, motherfucker.
We then meet our friend again, who is really tweaking this time we see him. Then we head to the main hub of the rest of the game, Fort Hallgrove, where we learn that you can actually pet the cats in this game. Game of the year, confirmed. Then we head into the Felled Lands for our next area, where we meet the crazy arsonist boss of the game, the Scourged Lamplighter. I just know whoever voice acted this character had a ton of fun doing it. After he kamikazed himself, then we just had to go in and get the final hit, which took me a minute to figure out. This was the first boss in the game that really made it to where I was not going to leave every death in, just because the amount of jump cuts for 15 deaths would have been a lot to look at.
What the hell is even that?
Then we head to the next area of the game, Wetlands Plateau, where we meet the smallest boss of the game, the Eldritch Hornet. This boss is really going to test your reaction time.
I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti.
There's actually an achievement in this game called Too Slow if you die to this boss 5 times. We head back to Fort Hallgrove, and then we learn that you can actually pet the dog too. Again, game of the year confirmed. This is amazing. We then head to what we think is the next area, but we're essentially told by this dude that we're not cool enough to be there yet. So we head north instead to the King's Pass, where we find the boss that all the NPCs are talking about, the Bridge Crawler.
Uh-oh.
This guy whooped my ass for a very long time.
Bruh.
After about an hour and 33 deaths, we finally get him down. And then we head over to the Emperor's Peak, where we are grabbed by a giant hand and forced to learn how to play chess.
Holy shit balls!
Thankfully, we're not actually fighting this guy. Instead, he teaches us how to play chess. Or rather, his version of chess. So I actually died to this 30 times before I decided to take a break and come back to him later. So we made our way over to the next boss of the region, the Abysm.
Help me! Help me!
Now this boss is just a really long, very deadly game of hide and seek. Basically, you're in this really dark cave, he has light bulbs for eyes, amongst other things, and you just have to stay out of his line of sight, and if he catches you, he kills you, just like that.
Fuck!
You get, I think, only one opening to do damage to him, which then kicks it into the second part of the boss fight. Which, if the first part is hide and seek, the second part is tag. Luckily, and shout out to the developers for this, when you get to this part of the boss fight, it acts as a checkpoint. So if you die here, you start here.
Fuck!
And boy did I die here a lot. But 15 attempts later, we got him down. Then we made our way to the Primeval Jungle area. And we find our next boss, Ishin Master of Bloom. So it took me a long time to actually figure out how this boss was supposed to go. I treated him like every other boss in the game before I learned, on accident by the way, that you can and are supposed to parry this guy. As you can see, I don't do any damage to him because he blocks everything I send at him, and when you dodge, you don't really get a window to hit him. That parry right there was an accident. I did not mean to do it, but it taught me how to do the boss. Several attempts later, we finally get him down. And then we get this cool, almost anime style cutscene. Without a doubt, my favorite boss of the game. Then we head over to the second boss in the primeval jungle, the Corpse Orchard, or otherwise known as my least favorite plant ever.
What the hell? Oh my god, no way.
Basically for this boss, you're just dodging spikes the entire time, and then when his little bulb comes up, you have to stand still, otherwise he immediately lasers you to death. And this boss has 3 phases, so you have to damage him 3 separate times, sometimes 4 if you don't do enough. You see, I moved too soon there and got lasered. After way too long and a migraine, we got him down. Then we head back to the Wetlands Plateau to get a boss that we missed the first time around. We head inside the tent and we talk to this real creepy spider thing that sends us into the boss fight. So we get sent down into this pit where we're going to fight a duo boss called the Marassa Twins. In this boss fight, we don't start with our weapon. We actually have to earn our weapon by absorbing the colors of what we turn into. The dash control is then changed to a color switching button, and we can only absorb the colors that we are. If we get hit by the opposite color, we die immediately. No. You do have to kill both the bosses, and even when one goes down, he's still sending attacks out at you. I did have a ton of fun on this boss, and I feel like it would be even more fun if I was utilizing the co-op system of the game. It didn't take me too long compared to some of the other bosses in the game, but still, 12 deaths later, we got him. The only boss left to do before endgame was the Grandmaster.
You bitch!
Again, shout out to the developers, because once you get to this phase of the fight, you get a checkpoint. But then this guy starts cheating and he will pick up his king and just hold him off board so you can't do any damage. That knight that jumped up in the air was about to get my ass, but we finally got him after 59 deaths.
Oh my god!
And the Grandmaster wins the award for the biggest douchebag of the game. We then head back to the zone that we weren't cool enough to be in earlier, the Misty Foothills, where we finally meet that thing that's been hunting us down in the mist all this time. Basically, you're just playing defense on this boss until you get an opening to hit him.
Shitballs!
He does technically have 3 phases, but he doesn't get any new moves or anything. You just have to do a lot of damage to him at any point that you can. And after dying 27 times, we finally get him down. Then it was time to go prove to the council that we are in fact cool enough to be here.
Fuck you!
It took us a while to prove our worth, but after 24 attempts, we finally take down the Perennial Council. After that, there was only one boss left, and it was time to head to the endgame. Where we meet the voice that's been talking to us all game. Now, she's gonna pick us up and give us a choice to fight or embrace, and of course we're gonna choose
Fight!
Now this final boss was a ton of fun, but man was it difficult. She sends us into this black and white zone where we have to deal with her running around and avoiding damage from us, while also using at least one mechanic from each of the bosses that we've faced up until this point. And this is the final boss, the Source. I think the Marassa Twins actually ended up killing me more in this boss fight than anything else, but after several attempts and playing mega defensively, we get her down. And that's going to wrap up our playthrough of Perennial Order. So real quick before I get out of here, I will say if you have any interest in 2D Souls-like games, I would highly recommend this game. It's only $20 and you can really tell that the developers of this game really put their heart and souls into it, and it shows in the music, the art style, the animations, everything is so crisp and clean in the game. I cannot recommend this game enough. I want to give a special shout out to the developer James for giving me an access code and allowing me to play this game for free. And because of that, I would like to pay it forward, and if you are interested in playing this game, please leave a comment on this video and I will randomly choose someone to gift this game to on Steam. As always, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate your time. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Peace!